Hello, everyone. We are at part three of our Bestow playtest. And things are going so good for everybody. It's great and nothing is wrong. We are going to go over, let's go over the characters' situations first before I mention where we are in the timeline. We've got Will, who has two conditions, free fall and honored guest, which is certainly fine. We've got Esau, who is red-handed and amped up. And we have Mercy, who is clawed. And Mercy, did you use your amped up? Okay, Mercy, you should also still be amped up. We love it. And we are two echoes in time in to our three echoes in time timer, which is night approaches. So it's starting to get dark because it's not just like a metaphorical night. It's literally night. And you're all outside. The best place to be at night. It's amazing. I believe last time you all kind of went in separate directions with Will and Esau converging towards the swimming hole and Mercy heading into the woods. So let's start with Mercy, because I don't believe we've painted the scene for the woods yet. So as you walk through the woods, there is this dense canopy of trees, narrow pathways, very thick undergrowth, but you know these paths. There's dappled light coming through the leaves, but it's very faint now. It's like that warm summer, almost like a vintage photo rather than real life glow. And there's sounds of movement just out of sight, this thick smell of earth and rotting leaves. And Mercy, you can feel a change in the air the moment you actually step into the woods. What irrational threats are your senses warning you of?
Just a pack of whatever rabid thing that scratched him earlier. So either rabid raccoons or possums, maybe one fat ass squirrel, uh, and its family. Just some sort of beast.
Perfect. You know what? It's not out of question. It could be a fat ass squirrel and its family. You've probably seen that shit out here. And it is getting to the time where things start to hunt. I don't think squirrels hunt in Twilight, but bigger, scarier things do. What are you doing, Mercy?
Not calling out to anything or making any noise, just kind of silently treading the wood line. Um, like you said, if it's time for stuff to have dinner, you don't want to be too loud or draw any attention.
No. Are you looking for something in particular?
Looking for my brothers, like wherever Will went, because we lost sight of them, me and
You
Esau.
did. So, would you like to? Hmm. I'm gonna say, unless you're specific, like, are you looking or are you just sort of wondering? Because it's gonna depend on what kind of move I'm gonna make you do.
Looking.
Okay, unearth. I'm gonna give you the unearth move. I won't make you make it the day move. So, and I would say you're probably doing it with. I'm gonna let you pick because I don't know how you're looking for your brother.
So if I went a little spicy and say sensitivity.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I was opening that up for you. I wasn't about to tell you how that was done, but yeah.
That's a 6.
Oh, delightful. Okay. We'll get back to you. Esau, you have just walked up to the swimming hole and you see three bodies in the water. No, two. Two bodies in the water. I can count. Face down, floating, and it looks like your siblings in the swimming hole. They're multiplying. And Will hasn't walked up yet. You probably hear some rustling, maybe some movement coming up through the woods, but what do you do?
I think Esau is just staring at the water, and you just start hearing just like hitched breath, just like and just like hyperventilation and just staring at it. Um, and then Esau can feel his own legs moving towards the water, and he keeps pushing it back, and he starts digging his fingers into his palms. And you can hear him, and he's been mumbling to himself a little bit here and there, but you can hear it clearly now that it's just him, and he's like finally seeing something very freaky. And he's just mumbling the lyrics to "We Know Where You Go" by Blue October, kind of like over and over. It's like the chorus over and over, almost like it's some kind of like mantra.
Fascinating.
Uh, what is this? What's happening? What is this? Is this a prank? Is this a prank? And I am going to mark my spotlight move. You don't scare me.
Okay. Would you like to read that for the class?
When you are alone, challenge a danger to reveal itself to you. As long as you hold your ground, you will not be harmed and learn a useful piece of information about the danger. The keeper will describe it. The first time I act on this information, I do so with advantage.
Amazing. So you say this. You ask, is this a prank? And the water ripples. And you haven't really blinked. Like you're not like looking away, I imagine. You're looking straight at this. And it seems like reality shifts. It melts. And the water, it doesn't overtake the bodies, it melts them. Not the way a person would leave or like fall into the water, not the way it's almost like cotton candy. And as they melt into, it's almost like oil. And in this rainbowy, oily reflection where these bodies once were, you see something familiar. Esau, what is your best memory of the swimming hole with your siblings?
Oh. Okay. This is going to be a little pervy. Not too pervy, but like endearing pervy.
What a fascinating intro. Okay,
Walk with me, all right? Walk with me.
I've
Take
taken
my
your
hand
hand.
and walk with me.
Yes, I've taken your
Maybe
hand.
you
We're
might be
walking
able
with
to
you.
breathe.
Mhm.
The switchblade. No. Uh, Esau's seeing those bodies melt away. And I think the center of the screen splashes. It has like these like I don't know if you've seen White Lotus, any of the seasons of White Lotus, where they have these transitions that just seem like it's like a melt almost, where like things just kind of like blend and melt out of each other. And we see that a splash. And then we cut to a young Esau, 16. Um, corn fed already, has hit a massive growth spurt. Uh, y y very uncoordinated still, but like did not play sports or anything until like 13, started growing tall. 14 started getting big. 15 it started turning into like it started turning into like the flabbiness started turning more into muscle. And we can hear music playing. Top 40s hits of that time. Casey Kasem here talking to you about all the fine, summer hits. And we can see Mercy on a towel, wearing a onesie and shorts and reading a book across the way. Will has just jumped in, and there are a handful of other people, friends from the school around us. Esau is standing by himself across the way, and he sees Will like flirting with this girl, Christine Merriman. She just moved here. Her family's from up north. She doesn't talk like us or anything. She's got red hair like Esau. And he keeps thinking like it becomes like a puppy crush when he first meets her, and she keeps hanging out, and Will gets along with her very well and everything, and it's very much like a standard thing, but like it's one of those things like Esau's like, yeah, I guess Will's like, I guess they like I guess that makes sense, that kind of thing, always ever doubting. um and he's just watching her, and he's watching like how her hair kind of like traces in the water behind, as it's just kind of like floating, as it's just like rigid in the air, but like when it hits the water it just kind of traces. And then like her shoulder blades and her neck and everything. And Will, for some moment, it's typically never this, but for some reason it's almost like maybe the spirit of what's going on. Will notices, and just very, it could have been true, it could not. It's one of those things where memory just kind of fades away for certain points. But Will goes, "Oh, Esau, do you have a boner?" And Esau starts going, "No, no," and like hops into the water, and people start laughing at Esau and everything. And then Esau just splashes a bunch of water towards Will and just runs off. Later that day, as everybody's leaving, going home, it's towards night, the fireflies are out and everything. Esau is by himself, and he feels a hand on his shoulder, and he looks up. There's Christine Merriman. She looks at him. She doesn't say anything to him. She just looks at him. She like studies his face, and then she just kisses his cheek, and she just whispers to him, "It's not that embarrassing if you think about it. It's kind of a compliment." And then she just walks away, and he's just dumbfounded, just like shocked. That's it.
And I think you see bits of that play out in this oil slick on top of the water. And you see Christine Merriman. You swear to God, she's right under the water. And she does this at you. Do you stand your ground?
Almost walk out to her, and then a hitch in the step. Christine died 2 years later in a car accident. And just closes his eyes and just like says that over and over again, and then opens them.
And it's gone. And I will give you this. This place knows what you want, and it wants to give it to you. And just as you open your eyes, and the water's empty, it's just blue and beautiful. Will you walk out of the woods to find your brother just sort of standing there at the edge of the water looking, I'm going to say probably pretty perturbed. And I
I
don't
would
think,
say like
yeah.
perturbed in the eyes, and everything else is just neutral. Like mannequin in a store, but the eye, like it's just manic look in the eyes, just like darting around the surface of the water and everything.
he saw you all right, and trying to call out and start to kind of walk around the edge of this water here.
Uh, Esau jumps and stops, almost falls in.
Like, whoa, whoa, don't a little cold for swimming right now, don't you think?
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, I didn't know what else to say back in there. This place kind of it's just weird being back here. Just a lot of weird memories, I guess.
It pulls you out. It pulls it out of you.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious to try to do because have we've only done it once to try to do a reassurance move here.
Do it.
Mm-hmm.
Please do.
I think I'm trying to think of like because Will's already been out of it. I don't know how much of an unsettling experience I've really had.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've had a pretty unsettling experience, but, I think if you're comforting, Esau about his unsettling experience,
Mhm. I think I might just start by saying, kind of seeing you look into the water and stuff. Be like, Elder Joe used to come out here a lot. Um, kind of used to, I don't know. It was weird to me. Would like jump in when it was like winter. Would talk about being renewed by the water. Just, did you ever know about that? He used to kind of spend a lot of would always go out in the this land and said it would just kind of renew him. I think he was trying to make up like vision quest sort of things.
He said
Sometimes,
Icelandic people did it all the time.
yeah,
Yeah, they just hop in.
you know, I don't know. Maybe sometimes I think about that house and how it's all falling apart. Like that house wasn't here once. This was just a beautiful lake, right? There was just this land doing its thing, and maybe at some point, maybe we'll fix it up. Maybe we'll just leave it and it will just rot and no one will have to deal with it and we'll just be peaceful like this again. It's not, we don't have to deal with all of it. We can just kind of come back in here and find what we need to, maybe talk it through a little bit, get some of these weird memories out of our system and we can just leave. It's okay, you know. Yeah, so I want to try to basically say that, for all the house stuff and family stuff, this is just another place and we can totally leave. Um,
I think that's great. I think reason
yeah,
is
sure.
is one definitely because you're very much like trying to use logic here.
Hmm.
You could also
Um,
say presence if you were really trying to like story tell it up. I'm gonna let you pick what you think the vibe is.
I think I'm going for presence, but I want to know if any conditions affect me here.
I'm gonna say honored guest actually puts you at disadvantage because you know damn well that there's
Yes.
other stuff going on. And I think especially with presence, it kind of leaks into your voice a little.
Yeah.
And Esau knows you well. So roll with a disadvantage, but a +1 for presence. So let's see what happens.
Let's do it. Okay. That's still 12, believe it or not. I rolled a six,
Jesus
six, and a five.
Christ. Okay. Well, you each make clear a relevant condition, and your explanation is going to count as a clue. You get to define that together. And while you two
Mhm,
think on that. Think on that
mhm,
while
mhm.
we deal with what happened to Mercy just now, who, bless their heart, just failed the roll. So as you're walking in the woods, you're like looking for Will, kind of like peeking around, and you have this sudden, almost like lizard brain fear because you can feel yourself being watched and you need to get the fuck out. And I think you even hear voices in the woods. It's like just from afar, it's like they sound familiar. They're far away, but you're like, that sounds safe. That's, I know these people or somebody, this is safer than whatever is hunting me. So unless you mark something, you're going to get a condition.
I'll take the condition because I'm silly.
Silly goose. You're a
So
silly, you're
silly.
a
It's a condition,
silly,
right?
silly goose is the condition.
Yeah, yeah,
No, I
yeah.
wish. This isn't Monster Hearts. I can't do that. I think your condition is prey. Prey.
Thanks, Bestie. I
Silly.
really wanted that condition.
I know you did. So what are you
I was
doing
praying
now?
for it.
Oh my God.
I mean, I guess she's still following the voices.
All right. Silly Billy for what?
Oh, condition. Got it. Silly Billy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We'll
Oh,
save
for
the
Future
Will. I
condition.
get
Silly
it.
Billy for
Okay.
Will.
I get it. I'm so good at stuff. Um, okay, so you're going further into the woods. That's where it's drawing you. And I'm actually going to ask you to roll me the day move because you don't recognize where you're at anymore. What are you afraid is going to happen?
I'm afraid I'm going
It,
to get lost
all
in the
right.
middle of the night.
It is getting dark. All right. I'm going to ask you to roll with either reason or composure.
That's cool because they're both 0.
And I'm going to make you roll at disadvantage because of prey.
Of course. I'll make this composure.
Perfect.
Um, that's a 5.
You're having such a good time.
Mm-hmm,
You're
mm-hmm,
having
mm-hmm.
such a good time.
Incredible time.
As you walk through the woods, you start to move faster because you're like, oh shit, I'm out here alone in the dark. And you kind of realize a little too late that you are lost. And yes, you can use bond dice if you want, but you're lost, lost. And as you walk, you realize the ground is covered with this really thick underbrush and you can't really see where you're stepping. And you take one step just a little off the path because the path is so narrow. And your leg falls in and the ground collapses under you. Unless you mark something.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh,
Or unless somebody
Mark.
uses a bond dice. Unless you want to.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 5.
Rolled a 5. What were your 2 rolls though?
Um, like a 2 and a 3, or what are you
A
talking
2
about?
and a
Yes.
2. Yeah,
Yes.
like is it a
Yes,
2 and a
Yeah,
that's
2
3?
and
how
a 3.
that is how
2 and a
bond
3?
dice work.
Okay. Yeah.
Because
Mercy, I'll replace that 2 with a 5.
Nice.
and so we can Mercy, how about we justify that? How would Esau's relationship with you sort of help you through this part of the woods you're not super familiar with?
Um, these two hooligans probably played like tag
Hmm.
when they were kids and just went wild. And that's how they kind of like maneuvered the unknown straits with play.
Amazing. So what would that make your roll now? If you've placed a 2 with a 5 and it's a 3, so that's an 8.
Yes.
Okay. So if you, I get to describe how this would leave you vulnerable, but you can still go through it. If you do this, you will get lost in the woods for quite some time. You might find some stuff, but you're going to have a real hard time making it back to the house before nightfall. You might be out here during the night phase, or at least start it there. Or you can leave because now you realize, oh, I know where I'm at.
Yeah, yeah, let me get out of here. I did one silly thing already. Let's not ruin it.
I think you remember playing tag with Esau out here, like you said, and you were like, oh, that's the way back to, are you heading to the house or the swimming hole? You know the way to both.
I'm heading back to the house.
All right. Mercy's heading back to the house. Have you two Yahoos thought of your clue?
I've been like trying to foreshadow my family secret. I have a clear idea on how that connects to this place. So I'm
Okay.
curious if you have any thoughts, Wes. I might try to build on it.
Yeah, like looking at it and everything, I kind of liked the whole like Nate like him going swimming and dipping into the water and everything like that.
Hmm.
And I think something involving that, I think would probably be like the water itself, the quality of it, or something that's in it, or something involving it is kind of where I was going to, but I'm very curious to see what you're thinking.
Yeah, so my thought is not as specific to the water. It's that
Okay.
basically the elder was involved. Maybe how about I'll say that out of character first, and then we can bring it together.
Hmm.
Maybe it'll help. So out of character, I think my answer to that family secret for the responsible. How do you know that the elder was involved in occult rituals? How did you protect the other siblings from this knowledge? I'll role play that second part, I think, and mention that.
Hmm.
But basically, the elder did do like a lot of weird experimental, like fasting and like sleeping in a tree or submerging himself in water or sort of feats of endurance and extremity for like weird prayer or having visions or that kind of thing. Ideas about purifying oneself before ritual. Um, except I think he was starting to teach me some of this stuff, and the way it kind of hooked me was with the like, this will open up your perception. You'll be more creative. You'll be more free to kind of like really dream big and that kind of thing. So Will has attempted some of this stuff. To what extent, we don't know. Um, but that may have involved like submerging oneself in this water.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, that kind of almost that flagellant
Hmm.
approach to religion. You must deprive yourself before you experience.
Hmm.
Yeah, I like that. Oh boy.
All right. Feel free to phrase that as a clue however you
Hmm.
want. That is, put y'all at 6. You're doing good.
Yeah, I mean, so that's the family secret clue, but we still have to make it another one, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I guess, yeah, because now
For the
you've
place
got,
itself.
so you're going to get 2 clues out of this,
Hmm.
power gamers.
um,
Um.
maybe there's something to do with the way you. I mean, you got a clue from seeing those visions in the water already, right? That the place
Yeah.
wants to
It
give
wasn't
you.
technically a clue, but you could make it a
Oh, there
clue.
you go.
The water in the area takes on a looking glass quality. Like it doesn't matter where it's at, just like where the water sits. If it's in a fountain, if it's in the lake, it's placid. It's just like it needs external disturbances from people going in it and everything. It's just like like the water remains placid and looking glass. Um,
That's amazing.
even though it's like on a mountain, like we're in the
Hmm.
Smokies. Like there
Yeah.
should be like some elevation, there should be some stream gurgling to it, but everything's just so placid.
So it doesn't even splash if you jump in, maybe, or very, yeah, love that.
Love it. And Gabriel, you write down your family
Yep.
secret clue however you like. That means y'all are going to be at 7. Wow.
And not
Jesus.
to draw it out, but I think the way that I will kind of convey that is relay that to Esau and um just kind of, I've never told you about this, let alone that I was trying weird stuff and the elder was teaching me. Maybe that explains like my weird like sleep deprived spaciness and stuff like that. But I think I'll say at the end, put an arm around her shoulder, like, let's get back, let's find Mercy. Don't worry about all this, and kind of try to like guide you back towards the house, and say something like, I really should have got your thoughts on that sooner. Elder Joe just had some weird ideas about family that, like, I'm the eldest and it's kind of my role, and um, you know,
It's a blood thing. I get it.
yeah, and I don't feel that way, obviously. I didn't want to
No,
upset you or anything.
he did. I get it.
Yeah, but
He
we don't
did.
have to. That's all. We can ignore all that stuff now, right? Glance back at the water.
Ignored.
Yeah.
Consider it ignored.
Yep.
Let's go find Mercy.
Yeah.
And you all converge at the house, and it is getting dark. I think you all kind of meet each other at the entrance because you've all kind of been in disparate parts. So Mercy, you're walking up to the house from the trail and you see Will with his arm around Esau, kind of dragging his big old boy uh back. Almost like Esau was the one who got lost, not Will. And the scene is yours for now.
Mercy. Shit.
Yeah. What happened to y'all two?
Found Will. Will found me. It's out by the swimming hole.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. Are we calling it now? Like,
I, I, I think I think I don't think my inheritance was the firefighter gear or the poetry.
But I mean, but it could be, right? You get to say what that is too. That Elder Joe's not around with some of these weird. I Mercy, did you know about that stuff? I mean, you kind of got the vibe right. Rituals, a lot of talk about blessings, and I don't know how much we've talked
yeah,
about
but
this
I
at all.
don't really know where the gear kind of goes into that. Maybe it was somebody else's goals
It
or
could have
something.
it could have just been from the house, just old people. You know how it is.
It's a
Let's just
prepper kind of thing.
Yeah, I
yeah.
guess. Yeah.
There's a there's a lot going on with the place that we need to like kind of look into, get taken care of before we put on the market and everything, or whatever we determine to what we're going to do. Um, it's it's getting dark. I've got work in like 4 hours. Let's lock up and then we can get dinner on me, maybe.
Maybe not on you. We can, three of us. It'll. How about me? It'll be my treat.
Are you sure?
Well,
Digs out the
we can
wallet
argue
and
about it at the
goes,
restaurant. We can go through this
Yeah,
later.
yeah. We can
"We can go
just.
to Porky's. They got like $3 pulled pork sandwich." Okay, I guess. All right, yeah, fine. We can figure it out.
I need to know who is initiating the leaving. Who's driving? Who's the one driving the force behind y'all trying to leave?
I don't think it's like all together like aggressive or anything, or like let's go, move on, or anything like that. But it's just like Esau, hands in the jacket, occasionally just walking behind the group and just being a big presence. And so like if Will stops and like looks at something or like trying to talk to Mercy, Esau will like bump into him accidentally and be like, "Oh, sorry, we stopped." Like that whole kind of like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, I need you to roll me the night move, Esau. What are you afraid is going to happen if you don't get out of here in whatever time frame that you've decided?
I'm afraid that Will's gonna want to stay the night.
It's worse than that. You're gonna want to stay the night.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. Fuck. All right.
You teed me up.
I did
Uh,
tee you up, yeah.
all right. I want you to roll with. I'm gonna get either presence. I'm gonna presence or composure because you're trying to like convince people. You're trying to convince everybody to get a move on. You
Mm-hmm.
know?
Got it. Got it. And we've got items, right? Like I can use
Yes,
those
you.
items?
No items.
No
Oh wait,
items.
No items.
You
you
have
do,
items.
but
I'm sorry. You've got
I've got
items.
items. Yeah.
yep.
Uh,
And you
I
got
would
an advantage thing if you want. So,
if I act on it, yeah, I'm gonna hold
hmm
on to that. But I will mark the handwritten book of poetry
Okay.
as just like an added thing of like if we stop and everything like that, Esau will just kind of loudly start reading some of the poetry in the book and just kind of be
I
like,
see.
huh, what do y'all think that means? And just like that kind of like just like let me be annoying so that people can like keep moving and everything.
Okay. You can roll with advantage. That's wild.
Get it? You're
It
getting hungry. It's
yeah. Yeah. This isn't particularly relevant, but I'm just gonna use these bullet die that Kevin Mackey sent me. I'll Mac you
Mm.
on the Gauntlet Discord.
nice.
Just because they feel really great when you roll them. They got a great
Mm,
sound, so
mm.
let's have a little bullet die moment. 2 + 2 = 4.
Okay. I, hmm. Yeah, okay. So, what room are you in? Are you outside, inside? What are you guys doing? How you getting everything out? Because I don't know if you brought anything inside or whatever. What space are you in around the house?
Is there a space we haven't been that would be interesting? I'm gonna use the cheat sheet
Oh,
here.
most of these are going to be interesting. Don't worry.
Uh,
Yeah. I would say probably not the living room feels like a kind of like everybody grab your stuff, collect everything that you need to grab, move to the central location, and then we roll out kind of thing.
could be like
Uh,
between that or the entryway too. I feel like we
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
kind of go with either one.
So,
yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna let y'all pick. Are you at the entryway
What do you
or
think, Mercy?
the living room?
I'll go with the entryway. That sounds pretty cool.
All
Let's go with
right.
Inch. Let's
All
go
right.
with Entryway.
So, you are ushering your siblings out, and you have just shut the door behind you. You haven't locked it yet. And you kind of like, like when you like kind of kick it back, kick it closed, about to walk out, like, oh shit, I gotta lock it. And you turn, and reality shifts again. And this is your final echo in time. Someone is pounding on the door. They beg, bargain, demand to be let in. The voice from inside is unyielding, growing angrier with each exchange. What reason is given for this refusal? What threat is laid bare before the visitor if they refuse to leave? And I think here is a great time to take a 5 minute break and let Westifer think about this. Unless I saw a finger. What?
I do want to say
You want to mark something?
I'm probably gonna mark something.
All
I'm
right.
gonna mark my family legacy.
Ooh,
Ooh.
nice.
I love this. I love this for you. Well, then things will be different.
I'll go ahead and read it for the class while I look over it. Just so like while I'm thinking about this, I'm marking my awakening. I had marked the dream before, which kind of makes sense. It kind of fits in within it.
Oh, it does.
Recall a time you disagreed with the family, but you failed to hold your ground. The next time you share an outside perspective on the family, you stumble upon an extra clue. Tell the keeper what it is.
All right. Instead of the echo in time, this is what you're going to think about.
Hmm.
And there will be a complication or a cost. So that's what you're going to narrate after the 5 minute break. All right.
Sounds good.
Everybody take five, get some water. All right, Esau, you marked your thing.
Recall a time you disagreed with the family, but failed to hold your ground. It was in this very kind of space, the living room, everything. 12 years old. Esau, along with the rest of the cranes, are preparing to go to a cookout. 4th of July. Big community event. Shake hands, all that stuff. Everyone's excited. They're talking about what they're gonna do, the things they're gonna see, what their favorite things they're looking forward to, whether it be fireworks or anything. And Elder Joe goes, "You know what I'm most excited for?" As they all pile into the van. Ah, hamburgers, hot dogs. Will goes, "I want hot dogs." Mercy goes, "I want hamburgers." And then Elder Joe looks in the rearview mirror back at Esau, who's looking out the window. "What about you? What about you? Esau, what are you thinking?" Esau just traces a line on the window and goes, "I'm a vegetarian." And Elder goes, "A what?" And Will goes, "Vegetarian. It's somebody that doesn't eat meat. They just eat vegetables. They don't even eat but they sometimes eat eggs. It's weird. It's kind of depending. It sounds really wishy-washy to me. Is it wishy-washy, Esau? You're feeling wishy-washy? No. I just when they took us to the farm and everything, and I saw how they treated all the animals and stuff, I was just like, wow, that sucks. I don't want to do that anymore. I'm just don't want to eat meat anymore." The family starts being like, "Oh, come on, but like you like pulled pork sandwiches, you like ribs and all that stuff." And Esau's like, "No, I saw what happened to like with veal, and it's scary, it's messed up." And finally, just poking and prodding, Mercy goes, "I bet you're not even vegetarian. I bet you're lying about it." And then Esau goes, "I'll just have a hot dog." Quietly. Let me let
Poor
this cat
baby.
out.
This poor sweet baby. I feel so bad for him. So this is kind of, we get to see this as the audience, but you realize as you're leaving, Esau, you put your hand in your pocket. Where's your car keys? No car keys.
Mercy, can you grab the Jeeps? Can you grab my keys? They got the Jeep logo on them.
Yeah, and a little rubber duck too. Or
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay. I mean, I thought you had. Were they in your pocket?
No, I mean, they're probably if the bowl's there, then my keys are probably in the bowl. It's just habit. You're not gonna miss Quackmire, okay? Just see if you can spot
No.
Quackmire.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Should be more careful. And they go back inside for the keys.
Not in the bowl.
They just check your other pocket because they're not in the bowl.
Son of a bitch.
We can take my car. I just got all these branches and stuff in the back. It was
No,
gonna be this art sculpture thing.
no, I have to make it to work. I got work in like 3 hours and 45 minutes. I gotta get going. I like split off. We gotta get food. And I
But
gotta go.
you
So
can take. We can take my car. I'll drop you off, and then we can just find the
no,
keys later. Okay?
no, because my uniform's in the back of my car, and if I can't
What is
unlock
your
the
uniform?
car,
What needs a uniform?
I'm a night watchman. I have to have a uniform. I have to look official and everything. There's like a sweater and everything that I have to wear.
Mercy, check your pocket. Do you check your pockets for your keys? Because they're not there.
Huh. Well, have you seen my keys?
I don't know what you have on your keychain or anything.
No, it's just
Um,
I
I'll
got
go
this
and go
skirt
to
because it
start.
had pockets, and I was like, oh, I can just put my keys in my pockets because I never had pockets in these dainty little dresses. Esau, this isn't something you're doing. Like,
Why
I
did we
we
immediately go to me?
no,
Why am I the first
I
one?
see. I didn't. I just asked. You like little pranks and stuff. I just.
Yeah, I like little pranks, like I don't know, putting a whoopee cushion underneath the church pew or something like that. I don't like a prank like taking your car key so you can't leave when it's getting dark up on the mountain.
Look, maybe you were just getting creative for once in your life, but excuse me.
Creative for once in my life?
I'm gonna trigger another move here.
Do it.
You all
Do
keep
it.
setting me up. It's so good.
All right.
Um, Set an example when another sibling fails to do something as well as you could have. Monologue about how no one listens to your advice and take the condition burden of the firstborn. Um, and then later on, this is probably not going to work out well for me, but when you demonstrate your wisdom on the matter, clear this condition to roll at advantage. I don't know if I'll ever really manage to do that. Um, but I think yeah, I'll just kind of like while you're arguing, not trying too hard to talk over you, but just start talking and then kind of monologue as I'm just like walking and looking at the ground, like, yeah, look out for your siblings, make sure they don't lose stuff. Yep. Remember that time when you had to find Esau's boots for him? Yep. Oh, make sure Mercy's got a coat. Don't want to catch a cold. Yeah, good luck taking care of yourself. You got to pull it together and just starts wandering off and trying to shine a light like, fuck, the battery's dying on my phone. Yeah, I'll just find my, you know what? I'm not even gonna look. I'm gonna go start taking out the stuff out of my car. Here's how you give someone a ride. And like, I don't know if I have my keys yet, but I'm just gonna try to do this myself. Um, which seems easier than try to break up your argument.
Esau is fully expecting there not to be a single goddamn key in Will's pocket.
I
Not
haven't
because
looked
he's
yet.
forgetful, not because he's forgetful, but just to tie
Mhm.
in earlier with the night move. What I'm afraid is that Will's going to try to stay the night here. It's the
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
mm,
I think maybe that is even just echoing that. Maybe Will's like, oh well, good thing I got a sleeping bag in the trunk. So hey, we can stay here, right? If none of us have our keys, that'd be weird, right? And anyway, I
Astounding.
think I just marked that right. I don't do anything
Oh, yeah, you
else.
just mark it. You just mark it and you get your condition.
yeah.
Okay.
Just mark it.
So
Get your
if later
condition.
on, if I can somehow show that I'm
Yeah,
more responsible and prepared, I can roll with advantage.
you can. I mean, you haven't checked for your key yet, but
Yeah.
There are ways.
Mercy Esau, what are you doing while Will is clearing out his car
Bunch
of
of random junk,
just
nature,
random junk?
materials.
What are y'all two doing?
I am pulling out my phone and I'm going and dialing Malcolm, my boss's number. I'm just gonna be like, he's gonna be so fucking pissed at me. It's this shit doesn't fucking happen to me anymore. It doesn't happen to me anymore. It's fucking Leo bullshit.
Mercy, what are you doing?
Just looking between the two of them. Like, wow, this is what we really grew up to be, huh? Just kind of pissy, but just simmering to themselves.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Esau, you don't hear your boss's voice when he picks up. Something picks up. You hear that little click, stops ringing. But instead of your boss's voice, you hear the most heart-wrenching sobs echoing through a hallway you can't see. What is being lamented? And how do you know that no one is coming to comfort the mourner?
Spanish flu ran rampant through this part of the country, mostly because of how rural it was and how there wasn't quite a bit of medical advancements in these part of the Smoky Mountain ranges. I mean, you had fancy highfalutin schools like Vanderbilt right down the road, things of that nature, but Not for these folks. Alberta Steed of the Steed family. Her family held this house for a year until the Spanish flu first took her husband, then her daughter, then their eldest son, and then finally little Charles, the baby, who she's mourning over right now. There's nobody else. It's just her.
Take the condition heartsick. And now it is time for you all to face the darkness.
Darkness. Yeah.
You have 7 clues. You have 2 questions you could answer. You can answer one with advantage, one with regular, one with you can organize it however you want. Those are 2 optional questions you can answer. And for those viewing this playtest, this is very much done in the style of Carved from Brindlewood. This is out of character. This is above table. And there are 2 questions. What entity is bound to the family and why is the elder summoned it? And what ritual did the elder begin and what were they hoping to accomplish? And so you 3 can answer these 2 questions. I can count. And each one you answer successfully will reduce the complexity of the night phase question by 2. So I leave this to you.
Pacing notes real quick.
Beautiful.
You're saying that one of them we could answer at a -1.
Yes.
That's what you meant, right? Yeah.
Yes.
One would be a flat roll.
Mhm.
Or we could move the clues around however.
Yeah, you can puzzle it around. I'm not your boss.
These clues we've got.
Oh yeah, we could go through the clues if you want me to like list off the clues so we can
Sure.
like for everybody at home and for y'all.
Yeah.
So you've got a pile of unpaid medical bills, an old child's drawing of a strange bear-like creature and people holding its clawed hands. You can make out the name, Daddy Longshanks, scrawled beside it. There are 3 figurines made of fish bones and old lures. There's an extensive supply of rat poison hidden somewhere just within reach. The persistent spread of creeping black mold that that the elder engaged in self-deprivation rituals. And you all know that the water in the area takes on a looking glass quality, placid, no matter where it is.
I have a starting theory for the ritual question. See what y'all think of it. Kind of brainstorm a little bit, but I think that especially going off of Will's like family secret of Elder Joe doing sort of self-deprivation rituals, ideas about like cleansing and spiritual renewal, but also having this pile of unpaid medical bills. I think that maybe some of these rituals were effective, but I think maybe this was a final attempt at sort of weird regeneration or cleansing. There's the black mold. Clearly, this place is in ruin. And so, yeah, I think that's what Elder Joe was trying to do in some way. Maybe in a bigger, more extreme way, or maybe in a more desperate way because it was later in his life and it wasn't as powerful.
Yeah, I think like with the self-deprivation rituals, that's almost like it's kind of like the law of equivalent exchange. You don't gain nothing without something, but it's kind of reverse where it's like you don't get something without nothing. And so like you have to go without that kind of thing of like to gain it's just a step to it's a preamble to everything.
I mean, is that big enough? Can we say, is it that it was trying to like renew in a bigger way? Maybe it was grander than that. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
which might lead into like the persistent spread of creeping black mold as well, is that like as he was depriving himself, the land was depriving himself itself as well.
Can I
Um,
throw a hook?
okay.
Possibly.
Love hooks.
Maybe the rat poison was to weaken his form, or at least to like make thing conditions
Oh,
worse for himself for a greater reward.
oh,
Mm,
spicy. Poisoning
that's
himself
super
with rat
interesting.
poison. I love it.
Yeah,
mhm.
because it was all over the place, right? It was like, well,
Mm-hmm. It was
I
actually
need
found
to
in the
take a
elder's
little more.
bedroom.
Yeah.
So that's 4. So you could answer that one flat.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. I like, just for context too, the idea that like the unpaid medical bills were like maybe there were conditions and this did work. So it's like I don't need to pay for that treatment. I'm well again. And that was kind of pushing that each time and pushing a little
Yeah.
further each time.
Yeah.
Who
I like that.
wants to roll? Who wants to hold fate in their hands and roll for this? You can split it if you want. There's
You
two
want to split it?
D6s.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's split
You
it.
can sort of firing squad it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'll
Let's
take one of
let's
them. I
let's
started
firing
pitching it.
squad.
Should we do it? Okay.
Jeez Louise.
You're both responsible.
All
Let's all
right.
3 of us roll, and then we just pick the combination that we like the most.
Oh yeah, that's definitely how this game works.
I got a 5.
I got a 2.
Okay.
That's a 7. Okay. You
Not
have
bad.
so that was the ritual. You've learned what kind of dark work your elder was engaged in and reduced the complexity of night phase question by 2. So we're at 4.
6 to a 4.
We
Baby.
get some kind of,
There's going to be
oh,
complications.
cool.
Yeah. I'm going to make a note.
Don't be too nice to us. I just want
Oh, don't worry.
to.
We're about to get wild. Okay. All right. Yahoos. You got 3 clues for a complexity 4. Would you like to guess at what entity is bound to the family and why the elder summoned it?
I love that. I don't think Esau has mentioned the creepy figurines to us at all.
God,
No, no.
just have them.
Guys, is this
Yeah,
anything?
yeah. Emptying the pockets and just sitting them
They're
on the
just
hood
like
of the
3
car.
of them.
Yeah.
Hmm,
Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil.
that's right.
Wishbones
Oh
and
my
lures.
God.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Just sets them on
Um,
there.
can I just to be pushy out of character, save them or use them, but we do have family secrets. If anyone
That's
wants to reveal one, that can be a
true.
bonus
I
clue if
mean, yep. I will
you
let you
want to
do
really
it.
lean in.
Oh yeah, you know what? I was saving mine. But I think mine actually kind of fits with this.
I mean, Mercy, you could do yours too. Y'all could get a bonus if you wanted.
I bet you
Have
would
n-
like that, wouldn't you? I bet you would
have
really
none
like that,
later.
wouldn't you? Yeah. Also the baby Mercies is
That's what I'm like. I'm
spot
like,
on for one.
Okay, I mean, I guess I feel like I want to take a clue and expand it.
please do. I
Hmm.
love that.
Mm.
I'll say it was Mercy that drew the picture that was found in the fireplace.
Oh.
Oh shit.
That's so good.
So maybe there's another one that she kept and not necessarily like remember the context of as an adult. So she has either seen or walked with uh what's fucking Daddy Longshanks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I
See.
love this. Esau, what's yours? Do you want to add yours too? Get
No,
spicy with it?
no,
No, you're gonna
no. I
keep
can't
it?
take away that thunder. I can't take away that
That's
thunder.
honestly, yes, that's so powerful. All
I
right, now
love
you're
that.
gonna be rolling flat. If you can explain it to me, which
If
I
we
know
can
you can
explain it
because
to
you all
me.
have beautiful brains.
Okay, thanks. Okay, thanks.
Oh, yeah,
Ugh.
Okay, thanks. Um. Okay, so I do. Okay, Mercy drew the.
Can I
Oh God, the
can
water
I
in the
ask
area.
Mercy that also that follow part? Like, were there other elements that says why did no one believe you? Like, is that just like, oh, this is a little kid story, that's cute, or
Yeah, pretty
like
much.
basically, yeah,
Mm-hmm. And we'll put it on the fridge. We'll put it on the fridge.
yeah. So
Oh, look,
creative.
she's so creative.
Okay, all right. Mercy drew the picture that was found in the fireplace. She's seen or walked with Daddy Longshanks. We know Daddy Longshanks is a bear-like creature, and people holding its clawed hands. You can make out the name Daddy Longshanks and everything like that. What if Joe summoned Daddy Longshanks, the Elder?
Mhm.
He did not know it was going to take the form of Daddy Longshanks. He did not know that that was like
Ooh.
that because it was tied to the youngest. Essentially, what if the elder did a summoning ritual that was tied to the youngest because of all the bullshit that he was pulling, trying to do this big ritual, knew that it would put Mercy at risk because Mercy being probably the youngest and having like youthful energy, that kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Being the
Right,
freshest from the land.
freshest from the land,
Mm.
plucked. Yeah, last
Oh,
grown, ripest fruit. Yep.
oh,
Just
oh,
summoned a friend to
yeah.
to watch
To
out for
protect.
Mercy.
It's
Yeah,
Yeah.
to
giving lamb to
protect.
the slaughter.
Mhm.
Like, so what about the three figurines or the water? How does this tie in?
I'm thinking that maybe part of um part of the ritual nature of this is that the elder would, jump like we haven't seen how deep the swimming hole goes. Maybe
You
it's
haven't.
super deep. Maybe it really just went diving or submerged for a long time. Um, and maybe it was that sort of like prophecy, omen seeking kind of thing of like, look what I pulled up out of the water. And so maybe that's where the figurines are from, a sort of like catching fish, making little trinkets and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as part of, I don't know. I like that connection of just like, oh, here's one for each kid and symbolically. I mean, there's got to be something more with the quality of that water, like the way it's placid, it doesn't change shape, it doesn't reveal itself the way normal water does. Maybe it shows other things. So maybe, I don't know, there's something intangible about forms that come in and out of it somehow. Um, is it mirror like? Is it portal like? I feel like we don't have enough clues for me to go in crazy directions, but like, is there
Yeah.
some? At least the elder believes there's like transformative qualities to this water in this place.
I wonder if it's almost like just like any kind of like I don't want to say it for that because that's a spoiler for that show and I want people to watch it. But like just like kind of like just like any if you think of like alternate universe kind of type stuff, it's like
Mm-hmm.
let's go over there because it's more bountiful there. Almost like the what if Daddy Longshanks is from a mirror version of this that where there's like the land is bountiful and everything like
Yes.
that. Like it's almost like a veritable
Hmm.
Eden or something of that nature. There's no house, so there's no rot, maybe that kind of thing.
Ooh.
Oh shit.
So that's the protector of mercy needed to be from a place like this to protect something pure. It itself must be pure, that kind of thing. Okay.
Damn.
Yeah,
Vin, what do
so
you
like
think about you?
yeah,
Uh,
us deciding stuff for the baby.
yeah, I
And
love
is
satanic Winnie the Pooh. Um,
Silly old bear.
yeah.
my God.
Thanks. I hate it. That's fantastic.
Jesus,
Also,
okay.
is in the same sense of like mirror worlds and stuff, are there opposites here? So this young, pure, innocent child, and then we have this old, yeah, never mind. Is everything
I
the
see your
opposite?
vision. I see your
Yes.
vision.
B and I have things we've written and ideas, and I'm not trying to
God, so
let
many
them come
things.
through.
God. Good job, Gabriel, by the way. Creative Star for not letting any of that come through. And I think Mercy has to roll this by themselves.
Okay. I'm rolling my other dice though. These are not happy today. All right.
It just feels right because the other two shared that load, and you're like,
Yeah.
this is your fucked up Winnie the Pooh, so you gotta like, yeah.
From bone to crystal, here we go. That's a 4.
This is a gift. Thank you. That's okay. Listen. I'm just gonna, because I don't think we don't even have a way in game to change that. So this is just what it is. I love this for all of you. Don't worry, you'll still get your Satanic Winnie the Pooh. You were just not maybe right about its intentions. So, with that, we're in the night phase, and I am going to introduce one last thing to leave you all with to think about, because in this game, this is a new mechanic called a group echo in time. And this is done before the night phase. And you're each going to get a prompt. And I'm just going to tell you the title on stream, and then everybody going to get to read it next time. But I will give you guys the actual prompts tonight. And it's just called The Summer Picnic. But you are all in the house tonight. The sun has fully gone down. And that's where we're going to leave this session. Next one's going to be the last. Now we can go on to stars and wishes.
I'll go. I'm tired. What happened? Everything. These dice. B, way to just set in the dread. I'm just soggy with horror. I'm terrified. Is it Tuesday already? I need this calendar to hurry on up so we can just get back to this. Just great job keeping me terrified and just keeping the stakes high. Gabriel, Will, I think I say it the same way every time. Will, my poor baby. That move, the sibling move, was very good. That was, I had to go back to see what it was called. Set an example was the move that made me go, well, maybe I do want to play the eldest just to have that moment. But you tied it perfectly from one eldest child to the other. Just great, fantastic. Wes, we can't keep doing this. Like, why are we arguing in character so much? We're better than this. We're tabletop brothers, okay?
I like how that was like kind of snipey. It was just snipey. It didn't devolve. It was just a kind of snipey. I appreciated that part of it.
Listen, I had to initiate this time. I can't let it all fall to you. Just great job. I love the moment at the lake, the reasoning that redhead what's her fuck had died 2 years later. Also
Christine
great.
Manman.
Yeah. You
were at her memorial service, asshole.
Yeah, I forgot I sang too. What am I doing? Yeah. I had to sing at the repast. What?
Wild.
But I love you like giving in these flashbacks moments that do just sound completely credible for our characters, and it just proves how in tune you are with everyone. Wishes? Oh boy. Oh gee. Oh golly. I wish this can go on for a whole season. But that's not the intention. So maybe next time another playtest. Who knows? Feeling AP? What? My favorite 2 letters put together? That's crazy. Would suggest that.
Y'all better dress up.
But feeling. Oh yeah. I'm feeling great. I'm ecstatic for next week. I'm gonna shut up now. Great job, y'all.
Okay, so star for Gabriel. I really like the scenes of like what like the I really liked how Will approached and you approached that reassuring move, that whole mechanic of like everything like that. I feel like it was very you picked a perfect time to come in. You picked like a you were also picking up on like me being kind of quiet, not because I didn't know what to say, but I was just like I kind of want to like sit in the silence and let you kind of do your thing. It felt very like it felt it you really are an attentive fellow player, and you're really good at picking up things that other people are laying out and following along with them. The engaging with the mechanics in a certain way of like it's in particular with the keys thing, of I love that we also never like get a resolution on the key thing ultimately from that of you just being like, oh yeah, you're always just losing stuff all the time, and like Esau's waiting for the other shoe to drop for you to have your keys or our keys, or like that
Mhm.
whole thing of like, is this a teaching moment where you have our keys because we just laid them around and we have to be more responsible, that kind of thing. And then you just kind of rolling into the like setting the example and just being like, I'm so smart, and walking away and not like having like a shoe to drop is great. I love it in comedy. I love it in like any kind of like storytelling method when there's a like where there's something purposely falls flat. It's supposed to be a fart, and instead of like a bang, it's a little bit of a whimper, and it's really effective. It's a really effective use of that stuff. I don't know if you did that on purpose. If you did, you're a genius. If you didn't, then you're a genius. I don't know. Subconsciously, who knows? Um, mercy, mercy, mercy. Um, I want to see more of your family legacy. That's just in general. I just want to see people's more family legacy. Um, you like this is more tied to like Star. You play the younger kid in the family so well. You do it really well. You play a younger sibling very well. You really pick up on a lot of those nuances. You pick up on a lot of like the stereotypes, the tropes, and you tweak them just a little bit enough to make Mercy unique. I really appreciate that. My wish is I want to see Vin Vox as Mercy take a little charge at some point, almost like have like a you both are dumb. I'm taking the charge for negative or positive results. Either way, I find it would be deeply ironic if the one time you decided to take charge and really like kind of like lead things and be responsible for everybody, it's a negative experience for you. But also another wish is I want to see Vinvox play another playbook as well, because I just want to see Vinvox play all the playbooks of this game. I just think that you do well with it. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm ecstatic. Thanks for having me. This is great. This is a fun time. I love it.
It's too late to die. I just want to say that, like, too late to
Nah,
die and pick up a new playbook. I don't
Is it?
know.
Let's find
Oh
out.
God. uh, uh,
That would be interesting. Stars to be for the pacing as always. It's just fun to be surprised from this side of it, not being the keeper. So I and knowing more of the toys that we have behind the screen, so to speak. So I just love getting to see when and how you pull out the terror on us. Um, and stars as a group to the like, oh yeah, we should leave, right? And both all of us kind of playing into that, like, yeah, it's no big deal. Like we can leave. We can just like let this be. The irony in that is really fun. I enjoy playing that. Um, and the whole idea that we're just going to casually leave this place when, of course, we know it's not going to let us. Um, so that I love how that gives us a lot to play off of. Um, and the many versions to all of us with, you know, having tantrums, being self-assured, being sure that we know what we're doing and the others are idiots, and then the blind spots that we kind of create through that. So I have a lot of fun playing that as well. Um, uh, yeah, wishes. I just want to see, obviously, the night phase, see where we go with this next question, see the big group flashback. Um, Stars to Satanic Winnie the Pooh. There's things like I can't say until after we've finished this and you can all see what we've written. And sometimes we're just like hitting on things. I love that as a writer and a player when you'll have ideas and then people will arrive at similar or parallel ones in really interesting ways. So just really appreciating the mythology that we're creating here together and how it starts really scattered and how we're making it all tie together. Um, that's all I got right now. Just yeah, again, wishes to see more things marked because those flashbacks are also good. And there's some really juicy ones towards the end if we choose to mark certain things. It really pushes us at each other a little bit more. So curious to see how that plays out.
Yeah, I get to talk about how great y'all are. Oh my gosh. Mercy. I love you, Vinvox. I love that you always take the condition. It's such a delightful way to play. I think it's really fun, especially in this horror movie game where you're like, no, I'll be at a disadvantage later. No, that's great. I love it. Like, that's like, what a fun way to play, especially like as like the normal person, but also you being like, I'm playing a normie, and then you bringing out your family legacy and being like, no, Mercy drew that picture. Like, that was so, I wasn't expecting that. That was such a power move to be like, Mercy's the most normal one here, but also they they drew this picture like of the entity of hanging out with it. Like, that's so cool. Yes, brilliant reveal. Gabriel's correct. Brilliant reveal. Perfect. I can't wait to see what that does in play. Like, with you all in your dynamics. I can't wait to see that because that's gonna be delightfully a star for Satanic Winnie the Pooh. That's fucking awesome. I agree with Gabriel. It's really fun to see how everybody's building this mythos as knowing what's behind the scenes. So that's really fun. Y'all are doing amazing. Star, 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 star. Love it. I love your arguments all together. You're all getting so good at arguing in a way that is so convincing that I have a hard time wanting to stop it. I have a really hard time wanting to interrupt y'all because it's like I'm watching TV. And I'm just like, I don't want to interrupt the characters. They're like talking, they like have stuff to say. Like, so delicious. Delicious. I love it. I love it, Vin. I can't wait to see Mercy fall apart. Or I don't know, become friends with a spooky bear. We'll see. Um, Westifer, Esau. God damn, that flashback at the swimming hole was amazing. And that twist of the knife, she died in a car wreck 2 years later. Oh, Wes, you're so good at that. You're so good at building a world really quickly. Like, just apropos of nothing. All of your flashbacks today are just, they're always fabulous. And it just strikes me that you're really good at making this whole thing feel very solid and like very built out with very little prompting. And so I love that about Esau, and I love that about you as a player. It's really fun. And it really is really fun in these very short ones too, because we don't have a lot of time to build. And you bring in this realism that I really appreciate. And like I said, watching you and Mercy and Will argue just tickles me to death. You are all so like just you'd be like, no, I gotta have my uniform. Like that's like so real. I gotta be you introducing a timer. I gotta be working three hours, 50 minutes. Fuck yeah. Love you introducing a timer of your own accord. That's great. Thank you for that. That really, you hand me things to up the tension, and it's gifts. You give me gifts. I love it. 10 out of 10. I can't wait to see Esau fall apart either. Um, I also can't wait to see Will fall apart. I feel like you're doing a really fun job, Gabriel. Like I really love how much you're not metagaming because I know you know this story and you are not metagaming it at all. Like you are like, I don't know shit, but I am the eldest. And so I'm going to be in charge. But you don't ever break that character of being like really soft spoken and really like even keeled, honestly. Like, And you still like you not raising your voice, but just starting to talk. And then Mercy and Esau naturally getting quieter when they realize you're talking to them was such a powerful way to display that dynamic. And you've really been like front loading this this mythos, and like you can absolutely see Elder Joe, the way you have all built Elder Joe, reflected in Will. And that's a really cool way to play the responsible. That's a really cool way to be this weird mirror of the elder. Like, and so I'm really delighted by that. How it just kind of naturally happened, and you've all been building this mythos from all of these different angles, and it's coming together, and you're all so perfectly fit in this story. So I really, really love it. I really love how you're doing this. It's such a delight to be your keeper. Just absolutely delightful. Every time I give you something, you give it back to me tenfold and make it way cooler. So, 10 out of 10. I'm excited to see how our finale goes. I'm excited to see how y'all get wet and wild with it.
Hmm.
That is, I'm feeling great. Does anybody else have anything else before we let you go? Well, fabulous. Thank you all so much. Thank you to whoever's watching, and we'll see you all next time. Bye.